quarterbacks that put them fourth in the league, and Kevin Green and Greg Lloyd on the outside of that 3-4 alignment. Those two backers of Harris quarterbacks in the meanest of ways the last couple of years. There's Lloyd ready for his turn as Pittsburgh on only a 21-yard lead. Johnson punts, starts at the 42. Eric Pegram with a call. Pegram to the 47-yard line. Eric Pegram, gentlemen, when that move was made to acquire him as a free agent from Atlanta in the offseason, was kind of a so what around the NFL. He's been a lot more than that for Pittsburgh.
Well, he's been the most valuable player on their offense, I think, so far this year. They can't overpower teams with their offensive line anymore like they did last year with Barry Foster. Eric Pegram gives them that versatile ability to go outside when they need to when they can't block them inside.
2nd and 5. O'Donnell to throw. Incomplete. And the flag down as Ernie Mills hit prematurely by Roger Jones.
Dick, one other thing about Pegram that I thought was interesting last night when we were having the meetings.
Number 24 defense.
Roger Jones. But you know, the thing last night we're having a meeting and we're talking to Pegram, and Rod Woodson walks in, the perennial all-pro, best corner in the league probably, and we said, hey, what's made this offense so much better? And he just pointed to Pegram. He said, that guy right there is the guy that's made our offense move.
There's Rod Woodson, one of the great cornerbacks in NFL history, and he says if the Steelers make it to the 2nd round of the playoffs, he thinks he could play in January. On 1st down after the penalty, it's Pegram, big hole up the middle, and he's down to the 35 of Cincinnati before Ricardo McDonald can make the stop.
Did you see the move he made when he got to the hole, Phil? He makes just a quick left. He sees it. You'll see Pegram come in right into the line of scrimmage. Now watch this move right to his left. Bam! It's there. Here he is, out to the outside, and he picks up 4 more yards.
I also saw Tom Newberry, the left guard, burying one of the defensive linemen for the Bengals. Good job of reading the blocks. They push it to the right, and he was able to cut back.
BC, the game of the year. The Chiefs, leaders in the AFC. The Cowboys, best in the NFC. The big game in Big D at 3:30 Eastern. Kansas City versus Dallas. Thanksgiving Day on NBC.
Welcome back to Riverfront. James Francis taken off in the cart. They had that cast on his lower left leg and ankle. Andre Collins, 55, replaces him at linebacker. It's 2nd down and short. 2nd and 2 as O'Donnell gives to Pegram. Caught in the backfield, twists away, and down he goes at the 35. No gain. Dan Big Daddy Wilkinson, 99, able to get in on the play. Neil O'Donnell, perhaps underrated in more than a few eyes.
A lot of eyes underrate Neil O'Donnell. Look here, the low interception rate that he's had in his career, and I think there's a couple reasons for that. One, he didn't play on a bad team when he first started as a quarterback. He does make very good decisions, and the fact that he sat on the bench for a couple of years, he didn't throw those dumb interceptions I think you have a tendency to do when you first get in there.
Cordell Stewart in as they go to the 5 wide. They toss to Stewart, and Stewart has a 1st down and more to the 20 to the 19. Oh, last week he touched the ball 5 times, had 4 first downs, and threw a touchdown. He gets a 1st down on that 15.
Remember I said at the beginning, Dick, I said watch out if they don't hand him the ball. Here's that play I'm talking about. They just flip it to the outside to Cordell Stewart. That is a lateral, so this is a running play and not a pass play.
And he would have been eligible to pass the ball off that formation on that lateral.
That's right,
too.
but look at it right there. You see Charles Johnson making a good block, and Justin Strelzik, the left tackle, gets out there. They cross block and open up a big hole for Cordell Stewart.
Slash Stewart contributes again for Pittsburgh. Trailing 7-0, the give to Pegram. No gain. Good job by the defensive left side of the Bengal line, led by Wilkinson and Copeland.
One of the things folks understand, and we talked to Cordell Stewart yesterday at length, this man wants to play quarterback, so don't get any misgivings about this guy being a receiver, a runner, and all this other stuff. He wants to play that position, Phil.
Yeah, he does, but I tell you what, did you see his eyes light up when Dick Enberg says, hey, Slash, and boy, I like that nickname now. He loves it.
Yeah, he says Slash because that implies quarterback is in front of that slash mark and wide receiver after. Cowers handled that very well. Delicate matter otherwise. Down goes O'Donnell. Andre Collins. No fumble on catcher James Francis. Big play man acquired from the Redskins as an unrestricted free agent. Collins.
Yeah, Andre Collins does a good job of following the other blitzers. Here he is over here. Watch him come around the blocks. The center, Darmonte Dawson, cannot get off of the little traffic jam created there. Can't get off in time. Andre Collins, with his great speed, is able to get to the quarterback before he's blocked.
12-yard loss on the sack by Collins. Cordell Stewart is back in. Stewart to the left in the slot. Third down, 22. 5 receivers. And knocked down at the line of scrimmage by John Copeland, number 92.
The best pass defense in football. Knocked the ball down at the line of scrimmage by a lineman or a linebacker. That was Copeland, number 92, that just sits there waiting. Look at Copeland. He's blocked at the line of scrimmage. His job is to read. He reads the quarterback's eyes and then up in the air. That thing hit him in the mouth.
Yeah, he didn't need those hands that time. Oh, that's right. Hits him right in the face mask. A good job by the Cincinnati Bengals defense. They took away all the deep patterns. Neil O'Donnell trying to go underneath. Copeland knocks it down.
Norm Johnson to try a 50-yard field goal, his longest of the year if successful. And he hits it straight enough. Is it long enough? By plenty. That would have been good from 60. Johnson, some had thought his aging leg didn't have that kind of distance. Did he power that one through?
I'll tell you what, they better check that ball right there. Norm Johnson, not noted for kicking the ball. Long field goes right there, catches all of it, and clears the crossbar by a good 10 yards. Well, maybe 15 yards.
I would think so. You know, what did I love what Neil O'Donnell said? He said, you know, this guy's locker's next to mine. He said, I don't really talk to him a lot. He
doesn't understand him.
Yeah, he says he's on another planet, like Planet 9. Look at Cowrie. He loves it. Thank you very much. Yes.
Number 9 delivers 3 for the Steelers, and 7-3. It's his longest of this season. His longest ever is 54. Neil O'Donnell to the phones as the Steelers get ready to kick off. The Bengals, and I have David Shula, have developed a very solid, exciting offense. Oh, but that defense. Yeah, almost 400 yards a game, and yet at a 4-1 6-loss record, the 5 of the 6 losses by only a field goal. So they're that close to really being solid. Into the front wedge to Kimo von Oelhoffen, and Kimo from Boise State is out across the 30-yard line.
He's going to keep that for a souvenir, it looks like.
Well, Kimo, he told us yesterday he can't wait for that Thanksgiving Day game. Kansas City and Dallas, the showdown, and after that night, the NBC holiday tradition of Home Alone, one of the biggest comedy hits of all time. Home Alone on NBC Thanksgiving night, and what a game we have for you at 3:30 Eastern as the Kansas City Chiefs 9-1 going into this weekend against the Dallas Cowboys
8-2.
The Bengals with a 7-3 lead as Jeff Blake sets them up at the 32. Some daylight in the first down to the 46. A rumble of 14.
Well, right there, the Steelers get a little over anxious, and really what happens is Bill Johnson comes in now for the first time today. Look at him up top here. He's going to get caught too far down inside. Opens up a big running lane for Harold Green right there. Kevin Green had him outside, forced him in. Bill Johnson gets washed too far down inside.
First good running play for the Bengals in this opening quarter. 6:20 remaining. And the give to Green, and not much this time.
Well, you know, the play before with Green was not designed to go where he went. He went back there on his own because he saw the hole over there. But this defensive line and linebacker for the Pittsburgh Steelers, I wouldn't like to make my payday running against these guys, because they take every single gap. And the thing that Kevin Green told us, which is most important, we don't care about making a tackle along the defensive line. We set up all these lanes so that the safeties can make it.
Melvin Tootin, number 61, comes in as an eligible receiver. Watch out for him. He's 300 pounds, but a pretty good receiver. Out it comes to Pickens. And Pickens bumped out of bounds by Carnell Lake right at the yardsticks at the 44 in Pittsburgh territory.
Good job by Jeff Blake there, holding on the ball just for that extra second. But look at him right here. Even though he's 6 foot, look at this, right over the top. That's one of the reasons why, with his height, he's able to get the ball over these big defensive linemen. And there, Carl Pickens, tight man coverage, a good job of pushing Carnell Lake and getting outside for that maybe a first down.
They'll measure Pickens at 6'2" with a tremendous height, 2 inches taller than Blake, the quarterback. And you don't have to be 6'3" like Phil Simms or taller to be successful in this league, although everyone's quick to point out, starting with the scouts who look at him in college, 6 feet and under, you can't do it in the NFL.
Well, one other thing too, Jeff Blake told us yesterday, he's over 6 foot, Dick.
That's right. He made a point.
Don't you guys put that 6 foot? He said, I'm over 6 foot.
Somebody called him 5'11" apparently on a
5'10" they said he was.
5'10". He got a little upset over that. And you know, it has to be a sore point with him, because every time, like we said, he gets a pass knocked down, it's always his height. But if Drew Bledsoe at 6'5" gets him knocked down, nobody says anything about his height, of course.
It was a first down on the pass to Pickens. Play action. Leg guns wide open. It's Darnay Scott, and a first down inside the 20. They're going to mark it at the 21.
Darnay Scott left Willie Williams. He made a move to come back, and Willie Williams just stayed there, couldn't get back, and he talked about wide open. I'm talking 15 yards. Watch what Darnay Scott does now. He runs him off. Look at Willie Williams. He says he slips. He goes down. Darnay Scott is there, makes the play, and then gets upfield for another 10 yards.
That's just a good job right there, designed by the Bengals offense. Usually when you see that quick move and go, you expect them to go deep. They cross him up and come back. That's why he was so wide open.
And you've got to respect that deep pattern with Scott's speed. First down, fakes the reverse. Green keeps it and is to the 16, a 5-yard pickup before Bill Johnson, a former Cleveland Brown, makes the tackle.
Well, it's really a good job by the Steeler defense, staying at home, being disciplined. You're going to see the fake reverse. They don't go for it, but Harold Green, like the Bengals so far today, the Steeler defense cannot just make the play at the line of scrimmage to stop them. Really a good job there at getting 5 yards.
When you're going to run a fake reverse, at least get close to the guy with the ball.
That would help.
You got to sell it a little bit more than they sold it there.
Well, Harold's not known for his great ball faking.
They split the tight end, Tony McGee, to the bottom of your screen. Both wide receivers to the right on 2nd and 5. Blake over the middle. Complete to Tootin. Oh, wow. And Tootin to the 8-yard line. And Melvin, who caught a 3-yard touchdown pass against Jacksonville early in the season, has his second grab of the year.
Well, Melvin Tootin, they usually put him in there to block, and here you go, see him right here. Number 61, about 6'7", and he does run very well. We watched him in practice Friday. He's running down, catching passes from Blake. Did really a fine job.
Well, you see what Lloyd did to him? He hit him so hard in the head with his shoulder, almost lost his helmet.
Yeah, Tootin was a reserve basketball player at Syracuse. He's a big guy. He's got good hands, good movement. First and goal. Hand over to Green, and he's to the 2, maybe the 1, before Darren Perry can make the tackle. Well, you saw the signal from Shula. Go with the strength. Go with the extra muscle.
I'll tell you, just a good job of the Bengal offense and Bruce Coslett. They're giving them a lot of different looks, a lot of formations and changing the plays up there. Harold Green finding that little opening to the left, gets in there. Right now, this Bengal offense has his Pittsburgh Steeler defense guessing.
2nd and goal from the 1 as they bring in Sadowski with McGee, 2 tight ends. There's Bruce Coslett, played here as a tight end with Bob Trumpy, and then as an assistant many years before getting a head coaching chance with the Jets, however short-lived. We'll be right back. Rolled from Sanford, Florida, Jeff Blake. There are a lot of qualities that go into making an outstanding quarterback, but one you must have is a quarterback with confidence. And when we talked with Blake yesterday, he said, looked us in the eye and he said, I am unstoppable. And he didn't do it in any braggish sort of way. I'm unstoppable. If my teammates do what they're supposed to do, you can't stop me.
Well, you know what? I believe him. I mean, he's shown it so far in his short NFL career. And I tell you, you're right, Dick. The hardest thing to have as a quarterback is confidence. It takes most of us. It did me many years to get it. This kid already has it.
From the 1-yard line, Blake can run it in himself. Touchdown.
Oh, wow, that is flagrant. Kirkland. Von Kirkland hits Blake after he's in the end zone. That'll be a 15-yard penalty tacked on.
And he'll be hearing from the NFL office as well.
That's right. Plus some money's going to go along with this penalty.
This is absolutely ridiculous. Kirkland doesn't need to do something like this. You know, and Tootin went after Kirkland because he saw the play. And you see Cowher, he's right in Kirkland's face. Don't do that. I mean, this is dumb. This is going to be a 15-yard penalty on the kickoff, which will put the ball to, what, the 45-yard line. They'll kick it out of here.
That's a frustration tackle. Blake able to make it in, and was already starting to pull up when he got hit by Kirkland.
Oh, yeah, I mean, he was 3 yards beyond the line of scrimmage. I mean, if you're going to make plays, make him inside the playing field. And don't take a cheap shot after it's over with.
That's right. The other thing is, a quarterback, once you score and you get that deep in the end zone, you relax. So it's not like he's expecting to hit. And if he hits him a little harder, who knows? That's how you get hurt in this game sometimes, getting hit when there's really no need for it.
Yeah, Blake is a fine runner, by the way. We talked about his many qualities. He's the third leading rusher on the Bengals, over 220 yards this year. He's got good speed. Saw him put a little spurt on there. You had to respect the pass.
Well, right there is another good example. The Steelers do a wonderful job. They defense the play. They take away Melvin Tootin, and they can't.
Doug Pelfrey adds the extra point, and Bengal fans in Riverfront cheer a 14-3 lead.
Well, here you're going to see Jeff Blake. He's going to fake, and he's going to roll to his right. Kevin Green does a good job covering the receiver, but nobody has the quarterback who accounts for him. And Levon Kirkland way late with the hit.
Well, the thing about it is, when you said about Blake being relaxed, that may save him from getting an injury because he is so relaxed. Watch him. He just goes up. He falls kind of gingerly, but he has no reason to hit that guy. No reason to hit him.
Well, look at David Shula right here. He's mad, and he's really mad, and I don't blame him because Jeff Blake goes down there, could go your season. So.
Oh, Blake wanted to let the fans know he's all right.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got a little, he's been doing some studying in the studio.
That's some good style right there. I tell you, quarterback, that's one of the better spikes for quarterback I've seen in this league.
You know, we've talked about Blake and about how he's poised and all the other things, but there's one other ingredient. He's got a pretty good coach.
Yes, he does.
Kenny Anderson, who was a great player here, a great quarterback, is his coach. And, you know, it's nice to see in the National Football League a quarterback with a guy that played that position in the National Football League. It can't do anything but help him.
Well, he's got Bruce Coslett as his offensive coordinator, Kenny Anderson as his quarterback coach. And I like what Jeff Blake said. He said he told Kenny Anderson one day, look, I want you to be hard on me. When I do something wrong, teach me to do it better. I want to get better, and that's another fine quality Jeff Blake has.
A 15-yard penalty, so the kickoff from the 45. Ernie Mills to the 30-yard line. Sometimes in that situation, you look for the onside kick. You're already kicking from midfield. Not a bad ploy. A reminder, right after our NFL action today, this is one of the top golf events of the year. It really gives you a chance to study the great players making all the shots. The Skills Challenge presented by Sun America. You see Jake there, Peter Jacobson, the two-time champion. He leads the entry. Sports Illustrated's called this a don't miss event. The Skills Challenge is next.
Paul, I think you should be in that.
Yeah, I should be one of the sand traps.
No, you should be one of the caddies. You have a great skill for that.
I'm pretty good at finding lost balls. I get a lot of work on that. Late in the first quarter, 14-3, the deficit facing the Steelers. O'Donnell down the middle, and he's got a big gain to the Cincinnati 47. It's Yancey Thigpen, his 54th catch of the year, leads Pittsburgh.
Well, this is a nice job by the Cincinnati Bengals. Right up here, you're going to see Yancey Thigpen. And what the Bengals are going to do, they're going to play 3 deep. And right here, he's going to hit what they call a skinny post in here, right there. And this is not something the Steelers do a lot of, but because of this coverage, they put it in this week, and really fine execution by Neil O'Donnell and Yancey Thigpen.
That's having confidence in your receiver. Throw that ball.
From the 46. Squirts through to the 41, a gain of 5. It's 14-3 in Cincinnati. Let's check elsewhere to New York.
All right, Dick, one of the more exciting players in the league is at work again. Joey Galloway on the receiving end of Rick Meyer's 59-yard touchdown pass. And
the Seahawks take a 10-3 lead against the Washington Redskins. I think Greg got sacked. I think they knocked the microphone on the blind side. They blindsided Greg back there in New York.
Sound like Greg did that from a closet.
Second down and 5. Pegram. They call him a slasher. He's looking for a place to cut off a block. And he's shy of the first down. It'll be about 3rd and 2 as Smith and Tovar make the tackle. Bill Cowher, a spirited head coach, so well liked by his players, and of course his side was special teams and defense. He's talking to that defense.
Dick, I think one of the things he's saying to these guys is, look, come on, don't lose your poise. You are a better football team. That's what he's telling them. You're a better football team than this is. The offenses, they'll take care of what they have to do. But on defense, you're number 2. You got to do what you have to do.
That's right.
Cordell Stewart in 5 wide, 3rd down, 1.5 yards. O'Donnell hit his head through, and breaking through is Leonard Wheeler, an extra defensive back, number 37.
I would think you go for it here. I mean, this game is so important to both of these teams, but especially if Pittsburgh does knock off Cincinnati. What happens is that Cincinnati goes down 3 games. Here it is now. He's just getting labeled on the backside by Wheeler when he came in and he's getting ready to throw the ball. But this is 4th down situation. You go for it here.
And that is what Bill Cowher is going to do. The bad news for Cincinnati, James Francis, we understand, broken lower left leg. So his season is over. Cowher apparently communications not working with Neil O'Donnell on the play call, and so timeout Pittsburgh. Cincinnati's fans love it so far.
You give him Dick every day. He gets to take a test.
Goes to both wide receiver meetings, then runs to the quarterback meetings. 4th down, a long one. And a flag down.
Movement in the offensive line.
And that may force Pittsburgh to punt.
Ball start prior to the snap. Number 72 offense. 5 yards, 4th down.
Leon Searcy.
Here you're going to see Leon Searcy right there at the end of the line. He's going to move just before the snap, but I think the Steelers were just going to try to draw him off sides anyway, because the way the Bengals are moving it, if they would not have picked up the first down, they're the Bengals offense, a short field. I don't know if I'd want to do that if I was the Steelers.
Hey, I tried to outguess him in Chicago when I was wrong. I thought he was forcing him to call a timeout. Don't try to, don't outguess
Bill Cowher. I know he'll surprise you. You're right.
Corey Sawyer back inside the 15 is Ron Stark. Left footer will punt it for Pittsburgh, averaging 39.6. Just lays it up there, a soft spiral, and covered at the 7-yard line by the Steelers. Number 24, Chris Oldham. Well, the Thanksgiving menus are already being prepared. Don't forget to add our intriguing football entree. How about the Dallas Cowboys, men with the stars on their helmet and stars on the field? Emmitt Smith, what's he got, about 17 touchdowns already? Rain, sleet, or snow, nothing stopped the Chiefs this year. They're 9-1, and you just have the feeling that guy, Marcus Allen, can't wait for a big game Thanksgiving on NBC.
Well, he's got it. And the good thing about that game is that I'm looking forward to doing is we have 2 teams that are physical, and I don't think there's going to be any like guesswork. They're both going to try to come in there, run the ball, and just beat the other guy up. So it should make for a really exciting game.
Not a whole lot of gadgets in that game. They just line up and come after each other. I like that.
And our producer John Francis, director John Gonzalez, they're going to cook the Thanksgiving dinner in Dallas.
There you go.
I'm going to eat out then.
So from the 7-yard line, Blake. Wide open in the flat is Pickens, and Pickens stays in bounds. He is clever and has a first down at the 33. Carl Pickens. He's got 13 touchdowns. He's shown that he's not a bad operator in the open field as well. End of the first quarter.
Receiver gets so wide open. Look at Carnell Lake at the bottom of your screen. The good play action fake by the Bengals. He thinks it's run. He goes running in there. You got to remember, Carnell Lake, a safety, using that safety mentality, went in there to help out on the run, left Carl Pickens wide open.
You bet. Woo.
That's Pickens' 3rd catch for 56 yards, a first down. And now it's Green galloping out to the 42. 9 more yards for the Bengals before Myron Bell can make the stop.
You know, the one thing that you talked about yesterday, Phil, is about how Bruce Coughlin has opened up the offense. We talk about Pittsburgh's offense being opened up, but this Cincinnati Bengal offense now, they believe that they can do anything with the ball. Run with the ball, pass with the ball.
Yes, they can. And I tell you, we talk about the emergence of their offense, Jeff Blake, but I tell you, I think one of the stars is this guy right here, Bruce Coughlin. He's come in, and since he's been here, they've been exciting and productive on offense.
Lake on second down. Quick hit to Pickens. First down at the Pittsburgh 48. Carnell Lake and Greg Lloyd make the tackle.
Well, I mean, this is impressive. They have really got the Pittsburgh Steelers defense guessing. Second and short. Carnell Lake is up top, way off the receiver. Jeff Blake does the easy thing, just throws a quick hit to Carl Pickens for big yardage again.
One of the things that happens is you take a look now. You got Carnell Lake by himself out there with Pickens, okay? But the other thing is Darnay Scott on the other side. With all that speed, they have to respect it and put at least 2 people out there with him.
Whoops, Lloyd was offside. Lloyd with a running start, guessed wrong on the snap count.
Offside, number 95, defense, unabated to the quarterback. 5-yard penalty, first down.
You look at Carnell Lake, and when they made the switch 3 games ago, it was after Cincinnati beat Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh. They move Lake from safety to corner. A lot of people said, well, does he have the speed to play corner? You bet. But he told us yesterday he'd never played in his life, including Pee Wee football, never played the corner.
And he says he's getting a little more used to it now. His vision has gotten better. He can look at the receiver and the quarterback at the same time. But the one thing he said I thought was kind of funny, he goes, man, I'm out there all by myself on an island, and now all of a sudden he's out there covering some of the fastest guys in the NFL.
Yeah, on national television. Blake being chased by Lloyd, gets it off. Carl Pickens having easy Pickens on that Steeler defense.
Well, let me just show you how you can get so wide open in this league and what happens here. It's a good play action fake, but here's Carl Pickens. He's just going to go down here and get in the middle of the zone and be wide open. Most teams like to throw this ball short to the tight end, but you see the hole behind the defense. Jeff Blake, good job of waiting for the receiver to get open deep.
One thing about Darnay Scott, though, he's way down the other end of the field. They're chasing him, and that opens up that middle for this guy.
That's exactly right.
Pickens with 5 catches, 94 yards, and we've got 13 minutes left in the first half. Green to the 15-yard line and to the 14, rolled down by Levon Kirkland.
I'll tell you one thing, if Carnell Lake doesn't play that thing a little bit closer, that island he's sitting out on, the sand is starting to erode around him. I'm telling you, because it gets awfully lonely out there when you're one-on-one on Pickens, and he's going to catch, he's on his way to about 20 catches in one day.
Yeah, well, Paul, you said something earlier that was right. Most teams that come in and play this blitzing Pittsburgh defense shrink their offense, and like you said, Bruce Coughlin, he says, hey, we put in more this week, more pass plays and protections than I've ever had on a game plan.
2nd and 8. Going to the sideline. It's complete to Scott. Or Blake has landed right in their lap, isn't he?
He's landed in their lap, but I'm telling you that Lake is just having a terrible time. He is so far off of Darnay Scott. I mean, it's just throw and catch all day long. Look how far away they are. When you play that far off, you got to throw that little short pass. You break it, you got touchdown.
I tell you what, though, Dick, you are right. This Blake, I think he's here to stay. He can play this position pretty well and throws such a nice ball. And you got the chance to watch him on film yesterday, and I get a kick out of watching you laughing at all the good throws and decisions he made.
Yeah, he'd be able to go up on top, 3rd and 2, and Blake with a quarterback sneak, and it's going to be close.
Number 95, Greg Lloyd, he comes in here.
Ooh. Wow, Greg Lloyd right there being pushed back. He's fortunate that he did not get that leg hurt being caught underneath that pile.
Well, he's complaining. He said, I don't mind him hitting me once. He said, but twice.
Yeah.
And for the Bengals, not enough for the first down. 4th and that much.
Well, they're going to go for it, I would think, right here, as good as they're moving the football. And I'm sure they have a little wrinkle that Pittsburgh has not seen yet, and they'll try it out right here.
Well, let me tell you what they're doing. They're bringing in a huge wrinkle.
Yeah.
Melvin Tootin. That is a wrinkle in a fold. Look at this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in Cincinnati, they're rooting for Tootin.
He's got more muscles in the back of his neck than I have in my entire body.
Well, that's not saying a lot, Paul.
That's right, forget about that.
Troy Sadowski also comes in, so they got McGee, Tootin, and Sadowski to bookend with Pickens to the left. 4th and inches. End zone for Pickens. Incomplete. Flag down. Willie Williams, did he interfere? Flag in the end zone. Interference, Pittsburgh. Oh, it was Lake. Excuse me, Carnell Lake. All-pro having
Pass
a rough day.
interference, number 37 defense in the end zone. Touchdown on the 1-yard line.
What a play for the Bengals to pick out the old moon ball. They're going to throw it up. Carnell Lake hits him right there, and he's got those hands in there. And I don't know, Paul, I did not see the pass interference.
It's after Pickens goes by. That's where Carnell Lake grabs him. He puts his arms in. If you'll see Carnell Lake's right arm on Pickens' right arm. There's where you can't touch him. They'll let you get away with some things until the ball is in the air. Now watch what happens when the ball's in the air. The ball's in the air now. See, his right arm is on his right arm, and that's where they call it.
Interference in the end zone. 1st and goal from the 1. Lake to Pickens. The 14th touchdown of the season for the NFL leader, Carl Pickens. He's on a course that would make Jerry Rice proud. 8 straight completions for Jeff Blake. And Dave Shula's offense has produced 3 first-half touchdowns. Time for point by Pelfrey. Cincinnati 21, Pittsburgh 3.
Well, Jeff Blake throws the old moon ball. I was in practice Friday, and I tell you, they must have thrown 15 or 20 of these passes, but I have to admit, I never saw Carl Pickens catch one of them one-handed, and what a catch right there.
It says it all, doesn't it? He's a high school coach and now a Baptist minister down in Sanford, Florida. 21-3, bobbled around, and Charles Johnson finally picks it up for the Steelers. To the star, restored at Colorado, is drilled at the 13-yard line.
All right, Dick, first of all, Carnell Lake, watch the interference. Watch his right hand grab the right hand of Pickens. Right here. There's the interference. You can't touch him there. That's the first time. And here's the other one. You can see it a lot better now. You see his right arm is on his arm. There's where they're caught. You see the official throwing the flag. Now on the other side, on the touchdown, watch his right arm again. He's grabbing him. He's grabbing. Now he's got his left arm in. He grabs him there. He's holding his arm. That's pass interference again. This time they don't call it. Why, I don't know.
Didn't want to destroy the drama, but sensational one-handed catch. The Steelers down 21-3. O'Donnell with the flag down, drills it to Thigpen out at the 24-yard line, and we'll check the penalty. Roger Jones on the coverage of Thigpen. This one against Pittsburgh. It's all downhill for the Steelers.
Illegal use of hands, hands to the face, number 63 offense. Half the distance to the goal line, first down.
Ronnie Dawson.
Well, something the Steelers have had trouble with this year is penalties. Look at that, 2nd in the league. Offensive line penalties, 28. Of course, a lot of those are holding penalties, which are the biggest drive stoppers in the NFL besides turnovers, of course.
Half the distance on the penalty amounts to a 6-yard penalty. 1st and 16 at the 6. Trailing 21-3. 11 minutes left in the second quarter. Van Morris is in the game. That was John L. Williams in motion, and O'Donnell from his own end zone just does get it away as he is hit hard. Completes it out to the 9-yard line. Steve Tovar makes the tackle on John L. Williams.
When you're in a situation, Phil, like this, let me ask you a question quickly. Shouldn't you be throwing shorter passes than you try to get these long passes downfield?
Well, I think the idea right here was to try to hit the tight end, hit a little seam right there. But the Bengals do a good job of being soft with the defense. And right here you see McDonald coming in and putting a hit on Neil O'Donnell just before or just after he gets rid of him.
They get forward progress to the 10-yard line, where it'll be 2nd down and 12. Screen. Morris launches his way out across the 15, tackled by Roger Jones. Greg Gumbel has a report elsewhere in the NFL.
All right, Dick, at Foxborough, Indy quarterback Jim Harbaugh, top-rated quarterback in the NFL, having a terrific day. 3-yard touchdown pass to Ken Dilger, 11 out of 12 throwing the ball. It is a 10-3 lead now. Dick, it's amazing how well these work when I'm wearing my microphone.
Equipment change. Harbaugh 11 for 12 off the opening bell. This crowd on its feet for the defense as O'Donnell looks at 3rd down and 6. He has Cordell Stewart, one of 5 wideouts. Under pressure. Mills completed the 22. 1st down. No, I don't believe. It'll depend on the spot, and now they're going to give it at the 23. That'll be close.
Boy, is this a dangerous pass. I mean, you're throwing all the way across the field, Phil.
I'm holding my breath up here because I say it's either going to be intercepted, the receiver's going to get hurt, I don't know what, but they're trying to throw a short pass here again. The Bengals on defense do a good job. And watch O'Donnell back across the field, throws it high. Ernie Mills goes up, makes a good catch while getting hit. While
During.
Oh, whatever. During on you too long.
During.
Leonard Wheeler made the hit. 1st down for O'Donnell to the sidelines for Big Pen. Inbounds, yes. Out at the 36-yard line, another Pittsburgh 1st down.
You know, Dick, this is one of the things. I don't understand why they're not going to go to Thigpen on the outside on Rod Jones. Rod Jones, first time back, really back. He hasn't played that much. He's been injured. And here he is working one-on-one on the outside. He's had that matchup most of this game. And you've got to go take advantage of it.
Well, I think they're going to. Down 21-3. You can forget about that Steeler running game. They're going to do, I think, what they thought they could do anyway come this game is throw the ball in this Bengal defense.
Stewart in the slot left in the 3 wide. And to give to Morris. And Bam charges his way into Cincinnati territory all the way to the 43. Darrell Williams finally wrote him down.
I got to ask a question, Dick. When are they going to forget about that run?
There's a draw play.
That's a running play.
Draw plays come in like the package of the pass.
Oh,
it's a change-up. So
I'm just checking you out.
But good job by Bam Morris right there waiting. I tell you, it took a long time. He let the offensive line push the defensive line of the Bengals before he made his decision. Good patience by Bam Morris.
Was he big? Well, it takes him a little while to get started.
It's like a guard out there carrying the ball.
Checks in at 235, 6 feet tall is Morse. O'Donnell, pump fake, goes for 6. Touchdown, Ernie Mills.
Man, oh man, was that Corey Sawyer he froze?
I think it was just a wonderful job by Neil O'Donnell. Watch Neil O'Donnell right here. He's going to make the quick pump fake to the right. Corey Sawyer, the defensive back, comes up and a perfect throw over the top to Ernie Mills for the touchdown.
Yeah, Sawyer's a gambler, and they got him to bite. 21-9 as Mills has his 4th touchdown of the season as Neil O'Donnell connects. Norm Johnson for the extra point. O'Donnell 42 yards to Mills, and the defense says we're right back in it.
Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Dr. Pepper is just what the doctor ordered. By Compact Computer Corporation. By Baked Tostitos. You got Tostitos, you got a party. And by the all-new Ford Taurus. A look you've never seen from a name you know well.
Back at Riverfront Stadium, Cincinnati, where the Bengals lead reduced to 21-10. Impressive drive by the Steelers. Norm Johnson kicks it off. Dunn and Hill are back. It is Hill, Jeff Hill to the 20. And Struck down at the 26-yard line. 7:07 remaining in the opening half.
There are definite reasons we created Ford Windstar to be the only minivan with available all-speed traction control and four-wheel anti-lock disc brakes. Reasons it has a wide stance for secure handling and also meets 1998 federal passenger car safety standards. We'd like to show you one more reason, but it's still a month or so away. Introducing the 1996 Ford Windstar, created for the most important people in the world.
Sai, ho finito la mia tesi di laurea.
Bravo, nonno.
Ho fatto tutte le mie ricerche, circa dalle Indiana University. Sì. La biblioteca della facoltà. L'IBM l'ha digitalizzata. Così con internet avrò accesso alla musica quando vuoi. Sì, sono proprio bei tempi questi.
Had a dream the other day. Canines were running the show. It was something.
Bring me the cat.
But if you want to be treated with respect, you gotta treat others with respect.
Roll over.
Whether they get around on four legs or two. Of course, just between us mutts, it was kind of gratifying. Bold yet smooth, easy to drink. To see the whole world go into the dogs.
Next on NBC, John Daly, Ben Crenshaw, Tom Weisskopf, Peter Jacobson, and more. The exciting conclusion of the Skills Challenge presented by Sun America. Next.
The hazards of playing cornerback in the NFL.
Look at Ernie Mills on the outside right here. Couple stutter steps, great patience by Ernie Mills, selling the play. That's the reason why Corey Sawyer, aggressive corner as he is, fights for that move.
There's another main reason why that whole thing happened, too. I'll tell you, that offensive line on that particular play gave Neil O'Donnell all the time he wanted to make that pump fake into the outside because there wasn't a Bengal even close to him.
Longest touchdown pass of the year for Bill Cowher's Steelers, 42 yards. Earl Green on first down. And he's smothered after a yard advance.
This is what I'm talking about, Dick. When you take a look at this offensive line, look along here and watch when Neil O'Donnell steps back and pumps fakes and see how many dark jerseys are near him. Here they come. They're at the line of scrimmage. They're at the 45. Look at the room he has to throw the football. That's just outstanding blocking by an offensive line.
Second down and 8 for the Bengals. Darnay Scott to the right. Tony McGee, the tight end, split away on the left side. Give it to Green. And Green runs through tackles to the 42. Finally dragged down by Brenson Buckner.
Yeah, but Dick, you know the guy you're talking about, old Rootin' Tootin'? Watch Rootin' Tootin', 61 on the end of the line. Watch what he does. He takes Green and everyone else down in the middle. That is open, folks.
Yeah, that's a change for Kevin Green. He's used to going against tight ends. And now you put in a guy that's about 6'7", 300 pounds who can move. That's a little tougher to get away from him.
Greg Lloyd, finally 95, hustling from the offside to make the tackle. First down at the 42. 21-10, the Bengals lead. Blake goes long. It's Scott. Incomplete, and a flag on Carnell Lake. It was Algoy Mays who was burned in the first game at Three Rivers Stadium when Cincinnati won 27-9, and that forced Bill Cowher to make the change. Carnell Lake over to corner.
37 defense. Defensive pass interference.
I tell you, Dick, the thing that really makes this, Jeff Blake hangs the ball in the air so long that if you're a corner, even if you practice against this, you're just not used to seeing it in games. It's hard to react normally to it, and it was up there forever. And Carnell says it's got to be coming down sometime, and he makes a reaction before it gets there.
You know, I gave credit the last time to Pittsburgh Steelers offensive line. This time the Cincinnati Bengals offensive line did a great job. The blitz was on, and Blake had all the time he wanted to throw the ball.
Look at that penalty yardage, 87 marked off against the Steelers. A couple big interference calls. Up the middle goes Jeff Cothran, who rarely gets a chance to carry the ball, only 60 yards rushing all year. Now, Phil, that's a good point. I watched you marvel at how much air he puts on the ball. Jeff Blake.
There's two techniques that I think enable Jeff Blake to throw the deep ball so well. The first technique, the front leg, the left one for him. He keeps it slightly bent, which enables him, when he's throwing the ball deep, to rotate his body and to get everything into the throw.
So that little bend on that left leg, much like a pitcher leaning into his delivery. To the outside, and Scott, a tough grab, and out of bounds at the 10-yard line, short of the first down. What else about Blake does Sim study?
The second technique, which is the hardest of all, think about it. If your quarterback looking up in the air, the weight goes to your back foot. Now when you go forward, it's hard to get your upper body over to the top of that front leg to get the ball to go forward. So one thing he does very well, he pushes, throws the upper body over the top and rotates his shoulders. That's the reason why he's able to throw it so high and soft.
9 in a row for Blake, short and long. Third down. 8-7 for the first. And complete to Tony McGee, the tight end. Covered by Chris Oldham. So the field goal unit comes on for Cincinnati.
Good job right there by the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. They got flooded to one side, 3 receivers. They made a good adjustment to it. They all stayed behind the first down yardage marker and reacted up once the ball was thrown.
Lee Johnson will hold just inside the 18, so a 28-yard attempt. Officially 27. And Pelfrey knocks it through. 24-10, Cincinnati. 4.5 minutes left before the intermission.
It's Gus Sky to the game. Going deep. The most exciting part of the game.
Begin with the right call.
Yes.
Ultimate deep dish.
Then the technique.
Notice how I extend the thumb and forefinger, palm out stretch to support the massive weight of the ultimate deep dish.
The man is a pro.
Want to win the ultimate pregame party weekend in New York? Send us a video of your pregame rituals. We'll judge them, and you might. Call 1-800-391-3993 for contest details. The new 4.6-liter V8 Mustang GT and the new limited edition 305 horsepower V8 Mustang Cobra.
Hello.
Not since Mr. Ed has a horse spoken so clearly.
Whoa, Wilbur.
Crash test dummy. Any volunteers?
You are ready.
Tonight on Mad About You, Paul and Jamie hire a nanny.
What about experience?
For Murray?
We're paying a man to stand there while an animal makes duty in the street.
Then Hollywood Pete is back.
Oh my God.
Engaged to Hope's sister. And Regis stops by.
My shorties are my baby.
You thought Kathy Lee was a pain.
All new NBC tonight.
60,000 at Riverfront on a glorious football day. Temperature up 45, 48 degrees. 24-10, Cincinnati's lead as Pelfrey a short kick to Ernie Mills. Mills from the 14. To the 30 and dragged down from behind. Roger Jones got a piece of him along with Jeff Hill. 27 yards on the return. Carnell Lake, when he came off, Rod Woodson, the all-pro cornerback, injured with a hat, offering some advice as well as empathy. And then Bill Cowher also talking with his cornerbacks, Williams and Lake.
Well, you know, Phil made a great point, though, Dick. I mean, you can talk to him all you want, but you better give him some help. Give him another guy out there to help him. I mean, he can't do this by himself.
Singled up on Darnay Scott. His hands full assignment, and as good as Lake is, he's had his problems. Johnson in motion. And the roll O'Donnell. Over the middle to the tight end Bruner. And Bruner with the first down at the Cincinnati 45.
You know, Phil, I'm looking, and you got to understand that you have Yancey Thigpen one-on-one on Rod Jones. You've got to start throwing the ball back over there.
Yeah, and right here, you're right, Paul. You go into this kind of play, his first read is really outside, but Neil O'Donnell must think something. He sees the over pursuit of the defense, turns and throws it back inside.
This developing into really a high-scoring affair, the way each team moving the ball at will. O'Donnell to the sideline. Thigpen, what a catch at the 39.
That was all Thigpen. But I mean, he's open. Thigpen is wide open on this side on Rod Jones. I mean, there's no reason why you can't work here all day long. You don't have to be going all over the place. Here comes Yancey Thigpen. Look at this. He is open. But watch the catch he makes. Bam. That's nice.
Paul, another good point. That was a route the Steelers love to run, just those 12-yard outs on each side. And Neil O'Donnell should be looking over here right away as he's dropping back. And I think Neil, he says good catch right there, but he's got to get back there and just deliver it on time outside.
Reverse. No, a fake reverse, and then O'Donnell lobs it out there for Morris. Incomplete. And Morris got a hand on it. Flag down.
Legal man downfield. What else could go wrong for Pittsburgh? You know, between Monday night and this game here, they've covered about every penalty there is, haven't they?
Yeah.
I mean, huh? They've made every mistake you could possibly make.
They're moving on 100 yards.
Illegal man downfield on a pass, number 72. That's a 5-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
I tell you what's really impressive. Friday at practice, though, the Bengals must have went over these type of plays for like 20 minutes, and that exact same play they ran a couple times. John Hill coming out of the field, going deep on a fake reverse, and they were all over it right there.
Brings up second down and 9 at the 44-yard line. Gracie Walker, the safety, to deny Mark Bruner.
Right here, the Bengals playing aggressive man coverage on all the receivers. You see Gracie Walker right there. The ball looked like it was tipped at the line of scrimmage, but Gracie Walker was right there to make the stop. And number 58, Steve Tovar, is the one that tipped the ball.
3rd and 9.
Gracie Walker, and he got a flag on the play. Gracie Walker, you talk about a hit.
32-yard play.
Right tackle. Offside. Offside. Defensive right tackle lined up in the neutral zone. That penalty will be declined. First down.
You think Charles Johnson isn't tough? Now, I'm going to tell you something. Watch this hit. Catches the ball. Here it comes. Bam! There's the hit. I mean, it knocked his head sideways by Gracie Walker, and what a catch by Charles Johnson.
Charles Johnson splitting the zone coverage by the Bengals, the two safeties, and you're right. Wow. Gracie Walker, about a 20-yard head start, comes over. He's right here. Charles Johnson juggling the ball, pulls it in at the last second, and still able to hold on to it.
First down outside the 11. O'Donnell underneath to Bruner. Tackled immediately by Roger Jones at the 4.
That was an old-fashioned neck snapper. But I'll tell you what, you know, we forgot about the one important thing where Neil O'Donnell put the ball. I mean, that was right between 3 guys, man. That was perfect.
I mean, here, we did the same team, the Pittsburgh Steelers, a couple weeks ago, Paul. We saw how well Neil O'Donnell threw. Today, he's right back on track like he was 2 weeks ago, throwing the ball exceptionally well.
Trying to pull the Steelers within a touchdown. It's 24-10. Approaching the 2-minute warning. Cam Morris to the 2. It sounded as if there's a whistle before the play. Flag down. Usually that's tough on the offense.
Prior to the snap, false start, right offensive guard, 5-yard penalty, second down.
And for the Steelers, as you look at this penalty, that's 97 yards in penalties in this first half.
Right there, Brendan Stein, number 68, just before the snap, Trying to get these blocking Big Daddy. I don't blame him for trying to cheat a little.
The only problem is you got a guy standing right along that line of scrimmage, and if you move before the ball, they catch it. I mean, it's not one of those babies where you're hidden in there. You're sticking, even though you're in the middle of the line, you stick out like a sore thumb if you go forward.
2nd down and 7 with 2 minutes and 8 seconds clock running.